Line 17, number 8. Okay, so we have to keep your head down and hips up a little bit on that dive. And that's a tricky thing to do. It's impressive to do it the way you're doing it, but that's got to not feel that good. So butterfly is a very difficult stroke, as you know. You got to figure out how to get your head down and stretch out after every stroke. And really one of the things that's essential to every stroke is that you kind of hyperextend those shoulders at the end of the recovery phase before you start the pull. And that's not really going on your freestyle. I think it is better on your other strokes. Let's see how it goes backstroke. The backstroke, your hips look to be a little bit low. So you might be able to get your chin back just a little bit, and that might correspond to a slight rise in your hips, which would be a good thing. Also got to have a little bit more body roll. So you should probably emphasize that a little bit more. Right when your hand goes in the water, you kind of want to roll, stretch, and extend, hyperextend that shoulder. Get as tall as you can before you start the pull phase of the stroke. So breaststroke, you got to have an underwater pull, so that's something that we'll need to work on. And maybe Mark is working on that with you. And I'm seeing a little bit of surface disturbance, surface drag on your kick, so you got to keep that kick a little bit deeper. I think your pull pattern is probably a little bit bigger than it needs to be. Not terrible, but a little bigger needs to be. And you are stopping your hands out in front. I think you could emphasize the elasticity of the shoulders a little bit more and reach a little bit more. On that underwater work right there, it was nice. I like how you did the dolphin kicks and you held that streamline. Now you just got to do it with your head down in that tight streamline where basically your arms are pressing tight across the side of your head. And your head is in that down position until right before you break out, and then if you need to look up a little bit, you can. But really, your head probably could be a little bit lower throughout the freestyle. Coming back, probably get a good view of it as well. Okay, not too bad on the head position. Might be okay. Definitely want to see you hyperextend your shoulder and go forward and reach. And that idea of stretch before you catch. You can see how your left hand is crossing over the center line pretty drastically. Right one's better on the recovery and the beginning of the pull.